Bap, 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 bap. Testing, testing, testing. Hello, everyone. Hello. We'll get started in a little bit. I just gotta refill my water bottle. I did some whatchamacallit, some vocal exercises. So hopefully my voice won't go out. But I'll be back. I'm just gonna get water. Alright, I got my water, got some snacks. Well, not too many snacks, it's just chips. But I think we're ready to get started. Hi, Robbie. Hello, hello. Thanks for dropping in. Alright, I think... Actually, let's go to the art room first. Let's go to the art room. Making use of my new, my new stream deck. The Beans is letting me use. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get into our, oh, nice, you got your sniffer sticker, Robbie, nice, nice. Well, hello, everyone, how's everyone doing? I'm BINKA Bear, artist, historian, art historian, and Sunbear PNGTuber, and today we're learning, we're doing some learning. Sushi, hello, hello, you got the Turon sticker, hello, hello. Yeah, and actually, we can go to the main room, now that I think about it. Yeah, just to show what everyone's in for. So yeah, we're doing a lesson today, but I wanted to, oh wait, I was trying to put an ad timer on my table, but it's not working, so I'm just gonna delete that. Okay. But yeah, it's lesson time today, but I was thinking maybe we'll give us like 5 to 10 minutes of just chatting before we really get started. Yeah. 'Cause I just had a pretty uneventful weekend, I'll be honest. Like I pretty much just played Final Fantasy the whole day, and then during the daylight hours I played Final Fantasy, and then during the nighttime hours I was working on this. I was working on making this presentation. It's not like I did it at the last second or nothing. I had all the ideas in my head for a long time coming. But I was just like, it's like, oh, it's the night before, I should probably get started on that presentation. I could have done it today, really. I didn't really have much to do today work-wise. I was working from home, as per usual. We're actually winding down in the school semester. We're winding down. It's the end of the semester, so yeah, my job gets a lot easier during the summer and during these moments. We do have a big event at the end of May, but we have all of May to prepare for it. But also, I can't believe it's almost May. In the words of the ramen-haired mofo, wait, I shouldn't be swearing, huh? The ramen-haired silly goober, Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May. But yeah, so work is starting to wind down for me. I don't know if it's like, if that's coinciding with all of y'all's is like, you know, the wind down to work as well. Or school, for any folks that are still in school. But yeah, so today I did have to do one email that kind of like stressed me out a little. It was one of those things where like you know, different schools request my program, and usually we're pretty booked. But an opening came up, and this person was really like, oh, we really want you, we really want your program, all that stuff. And initially I was like, okay, we'll see what we can do. But in the end, because of like our own, I guess, policies, we just couldn't make it happen. So I had to be the one to send that email that was like, sorry, I know I said that we would try our best, but unfortunately it's not happening. So sorry. And the thing with like those little like anxiety moments is like usually like, you know, you stress out about like what they're gonna say. In your head you have like this whole scenario of like, oh my god, they're gonna murder me through email. They're gonna be like, this is the worst program I've ever worked with. You're the worst person I've ever worked with. Blah blah blah. Hi Mowo. Hello. Welcome. Email's the bane of my existence. Yes and no for me. Yes and no, because for me the bane of my existence is people not reading their emails properly. Hi beeplebees. Hello. Everyone get your stickers. We haven't started yet. We're gonna start at maybe the 15-minute mark. It's currently 8 minutes in. So for me, okay, I have this friend who his motto, or one thing that he said that has stuck with me throughout the years, is the world would be a better place if people just read their damn emails properly. I'm not talking about like read like just not reading it, because I understand, Mowo. I understand. What I mean is like read it and comprehend it. Like read it fully and comprehend it. Because like there's so many times that people will ask me a question, I'll put it in an email, and yes, it'll be long, but it's because I'm trying to explain every single detail, right? I'm trying to explain everything, and then they're gonna ask me a question that's already been answered. It's in the email. Just read it. But then, you know, you have to be professional. You have to say like, because I feel like even saying as per my last email is a little passive aggressive, right? So for me, it's like, I'm just gonna repeat what I said. Yeah, exactly. Like mentioned previously, if you learn to freaking read, if you see down below, if you see my previous email, I had a moment. Oh my gosh, it's funny because like my boss shared this sentiment, because we were both CC'd on an email, and the school was like, oh, we need this paperwork signed before we can work with you. And my boss is like, okay, cool. He gets it signed. He sends it back to the person. I'm also CC'd, so I see it happen. And he's like, okay, this is signed. Let us know what are the next steps in working. And then the next email from the person is like, yeah, we can get to those next steps as soon as you get this paperwork signed. And it's the same. It's like she sent us the same exact PDF that we just sent her back. And she, my boss, like, instead of answering on the email, he texts me. He's like, I attached the right thing, right? You saw that I attached it signed, right? You were seeing that? Like, am I going crazy? Like, why did she just send us a blank copy of the same thing that I just sent her? And I was like, no, yeah, boss, you sent it. I see it. And I had to be the person that was like, oh yeah, so my boss did just send it to you. And I I don't know, let me know if this is like passive aggressive or not. But I took a screenshot of my boss's email and highlighted the attachment. And I even said, like, if you want to access our signed copy, click here where I highlighted. Like, and luckily the person responded fine. They were like, oh, okay, my mistake, so sorry. But in my head I was like, bro, like, are you reading the things that I sent you? And before you reply, yeah, exactly, Mowo. Hi, Space Chaser. Hello. Hi, Saku. Hello. I was ranting a little bit before we get started. But yeah, I just hate having to... Jojo. Yeah. We're gonna be looking at, like, different mangaka today. I even put the text in right. No, me too. Like, it sucks to say because, like, Beans has this as well. Or, like, we share these stories with each other and he's like, oh, you have to make sure that it's client proof. You know, like, it's client proof, as in, like, all of the important stuff is in bold, but all the extra important stuff, exactly, Sushi, it's highlighted in yellow, the text is in red. I like, dumb, exactly, you have to dumb proof the emails. Like, I have to client proof the emails. It's like, please, I know it's a lot of text, I know, but I promise you, it's all in there. Like the information you're looking for, it's all in there. More emails need flashing arrows attached. Yeah, yeah, where it's like that attachment is right below. And the thing is, Gmail makes it very obvious that there's an attachment, right? Because I did have someone who, like, I sent them like the application to our program, right? And the thing is, like, I linked it, I hot linked it. So I was like, I want you to imagine the email just says like, oh, if you want to apply for our program, you can access our application form here. An application form is blue and underlined, right? And like, you know, you would assume that means that there's a link attached. So you click on that and that leads you to the application, right? But to be fair, I guess like if you just don't use the internet that much, or if you don't email that much, or if you're just like a little bit older and you're just not as tech savvy, maybe they didn't understand, right? But it was just funny to receive a phone call from this person. From this person, I got a phone call and they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to apply, and I know that you emailed me back, but I don't see where the application is at all." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you hover over the email? Do you see where the text is blue and underlined? Can you do me a favor and click that for me?" And she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you. That's where the application was." And like I said, I understand. If you don't use the internet that much, if you, like I said, if you're, this person sounded a little older as well, I get it, but it was just funny to me as someone who was terminally online. It's funny to me to be like, can you click the blue underline thing? That is what is called a link, you see? But I'm willing to bet those folks would also be like, you wouldn't last a day in the asylum where I was raised, and it's like a rotary phone, or it's like a fax machine. Gotta love corporate. Yeah, they send a thing where if you don't attach a file, it said, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. I kind of like that about Gmail, where it's like, it says that you attach something, but I don't see an attachment. I'm like, oh, thank you. Save my butt. That has saved me so many times. Yeah, same. Hi, Baba Nana. Hello. Welcome. To be fair, I have never sent a fax. I don't know how that shit works. Me neither. I also don't know how fax machines work. Like, oh, my cat wants out. Give me a second. He doesn't want to hear the rant. BRB. Okay, I'm back. It wasn't Schnackery. It was Stinky Jinky. It was Gino. He probably had enough of my ranting. He was like, "Oh, brother, she's at it again. It needs a kid show. Can you find the link? Good job. Yeah, like Dora the Explorer. Like, do you see where it's blue and underlined? And in fact, if it's purple, I know you're lying to me, because that means you clicked it." Hi, Babanana. Yes, hello. Never actually tried fax either. I never tried it, but I know how it works conceptually, because my predecessor in this job, she used to like mainly send the application via fax. You know, so that's what I mean. That's why I understand. Like, yes, if old folks can't use links, that's fine, because I can't use fax. Without fax was like you send something to someone and it automatically prints it on there. And something like that. Yeah, I think something like that, beeplebees. I saw a fax machine once and it was like spotting a majestic animal in the wild. Send a scanned art on the fax. Oh man. All I know is that they still fax in Japan. They do. Send your commission through. Oh my god. Guys. But BINKA, there's free real estate. It's a whole new world. You know how, like, you know, vaporwave and like nostalgia, you know, like Y2K nostalgia. We got to bring back faxing. You know, it's like a analog. What can you, like, how can you spin it? Can you say that it's like it's analog texting? No, it's analog, like analog, you know, well, yeah, texting. Like, you're sending a picture through text, right? But it's through a fax machine. A fax is just the fax machine scans the paper, sends the data over the phone line. So that makes sense, right? Same with like beepers. I get the idea behind beepers. My mom used one when I was a kid. I have just never used it. So it was actually funny when Vesper and Hako's Bay were having the Boomer versus Zoomer stream, and he actually explained how beepers work. I was like, oh, that's how it works. Yeah, it's like advanced telegraph. Exactly, exactly. And then again, like another thing with like, complaining about like, oh my god, people don't know how to use links. And like people are saying that like, oh, our generation is going to be the first generation where we're going to be tech savvy, right? And we're going to be able to do all this. And me and Beans both call BS. We call BS on that because who knows what kind of technology is going to come out once we're old and gray, right? Like like the teleporter or like the what's it called, like hologram there already is kind of hologram technology, but like imagine how much more advanced it's gonna get. And then we're gonna be the boomers. We're gonna be the boomers that are like, how do you work the teleporter? And then our like future cubs are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like this is so easy and you don't know how to use it. You just press this button. If you don't press this button, then it's just gonna be your butt that comes out the other side. Oh my gosh, grandma. Oh my gosh, Lola. Advanced doctors still use it for like alerts, right? I remember watching what's it called, Scrubs, and they still use their beepers. But then again, that show is like 10 years old or more. Hi, Aura. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Just wait till you learn what the dial-up noises computers make. It'll blow your mind. I remember the dial-up noises. I grew up with AOL, but when you say actually, are you telling me there's like different ones? Cause I definitely grew up with like the AOL with like the little sign in. There was like the 3 boxes, and I had crappy internet, so I would like pray. I would pray that it like made it to the 3rd box where it's like the little guy running, right? And then you get jump scared by like, you got mail. I have zero faith the younger generation can't use PCs. Ah, that's a good point though. Like, cause have you seen those things about like millennials are the generation that know about like a little bit more about not even cybersecurity, but just basic like don't give your information out on the internet. Like basic how to not get phished. That's another thing. How to like phishing with the PH. I actually got a phishing email. I didn't click it, of course, but I saw through it right away. And the thing is, I have coworkers that are both like younger and older, and I like warned them like like be careful because this is a little convincing. You gotta be careful. It was like manager@workplace.org, you know? Oh my god, Lola. Tech really advancing. Yeah. Kids are on tablets, not desktops. It's true. Phishing scams tale as old as time. Yeah. Dial-up noises, the weird noises when it was connected to the internet, was your computer transmitting data through sound. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. It's modem to modem communication then. Oh my god, Granny, you're not supposed to click the glowing red blorp blorp, not the fizz dug. Oh no. That's gonna be us in the future. I'm gonna be the one clicking the red blorp pop. I'm gonna be clicking the blorp pop, and then it's just gonna be my bare butt, like on on the other side of the teleporter. No, not the red blorp pop. No. Hi, Mushi. Hello, hello. Oh, I realized I said we would start at the 15-minute mark, but now it's the 20-minute mark. So let's get started. Right before I start pressing the red blorp pop and screwing up the teleporter. But hello, Mushi. We got invested in facts. It's true. You can take your blorp pop out of my cold dead hands. As was the style at the time, you see. At the same, like, the server client does handshakes to connect to each other. Oh, man. I just keep thinking of, like, modem to modem communication. They're just, like, chirping at each other. It's called a handshake. Oh, nice. All right, so here is the lesson for today. Is it appropriate too that I'm playing like it's called Mallsoft. It's like a genre of vaporwave where it's supposed to make you feel like you're in a dead mall. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah. Vite hello. We're just about to get started. Thanks for getting your sticker. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about lines today. We're gonna be talking about lines. Not lines of drugs, but just lines. Vaporwave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have this little presentation here. You guys are free to chip in whenever you want, or if you want to just lurk and listen, that's completely fine by me as well. As you can see, there's 18 slides. Dun dun dun, hala. But I'm gonna try to go through them as fast as I can. I was gonna have a drawing activity at the end too, but I feel like I feel like the time might be spent with just the presentation. So I'm thinking maybe on Wednesday I am supposed to be doing digital art. But I wonder if we could just do another magma board where we try out some of the stuff we learned today. If you guys would like that. So we would just be focusing on lines. But yeah, this is part of my new series, by the way, where I just want to do lessons on how you guys can look at art in different ways. And hopefully it'll be useful enough that when you it doesn't even have to be like art at a museum. It could be like manga, video games, fan art of your favorite couples, oshis, what have you. And you could be like, wait a minute, that has vertical lines, and vertical lines mean this and that. So yeah. All right, let me catch up on chat and then we'll go ahead and get started. So Aura, you got your sticker. Let's see, Vite grabbing sticker while I make dinner. Yeah, biscuits and gravy. Oh gosh, I love biscuits and gravy. Hi Zako. Yeah, that's a day on the calendar. That would be nice too. Yeah. Video James. Yeah, Zako, get your stickers. Yeah, let's get started. My artist in mind is Kamome Shirahama, aka Witch Head. Oh, I should add them. So it's too late for me to add right now, but maybe we could take a look at their art after. Kamome Shirahama. I've been wanting to read Witch Hat Atelier. I've been wanting to. Oh, thanks for the pet. So, okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm just going to throw you in right here. Wait, why is it... Come on, advance the slide. Okay, here. No, it's doing that thing where it's erasing the title. It did this last time, too. I wonder if it's like a memory thing. Okay. Oh, man, the music jump scared me. So the music has laughter and stuff in it. Okay, it's okay. Oh, that's another thing. So, I found out today. So this presentation is made in Canva. This might be the last presentation I do in Canva. I found out today that there's some murky waters with Canva. That's all I'll say, because I don't know where you guys are on certain political things, but this might be the last one. But yeah. I keep seeing people talk about it, but there's so many other things I want to read. Yeah. Keynote My Beloved. Ooh. Open up a tab for that too. Reject modernity, embrace PowerPoint 98. Oh my gosh. I am a pro at Google Slides. I will say that. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and get started. But yeah, so lines. What are lines? You guys know what lines are. But if you have to define it, it's anything any marks made by a drawing tool. So pencil, pen, digital pen, crayon, colored pencil, highlighter, those are all lines, and then here's the big thing that I want to communicate for today. So different kinds of lines can communicate different kinds of vibes, different meanings, and we're gonna go through it. Vouch for Witch Hat Atelier, so much representation plus amazing magic system. I'm super down. Anything that denotes edge. You can try to do PowerPoint and convert to PDF. Oh, that's true, I can. Like a scene kid who discovers Spencer's. I love Spencer's though. The thing is, I was a Hot Topic kid, and then I feel like I didn't find out about Spencer's till later. But anyway, so these are some examples of lines here. I just blatantly stole this from Google, but I do have the source too if anyone wants it. But if you also just Google different kinds of lines, you'll probably get this little worksheet. But yeah, you have straight, vertical, diagonal, horizontal, wavy, scallop, like the food, zigzag, curly, all of those. You can read it for yourself. But the thing that I want to communicate is the different feelings, the different vibes that one can see from lines. Or an app used for messaging people, predominantly in Asia. No, that's true, Zako. That's true. So yeah, the title's gone. The title was just line-to-line communication, but I'm going to be using manga to kind of show off examples of what I mean. But so let's start with the basics. So vertical lines and horizontal lines. Here, this is from Hoseki no Kuni, or Land of the Lustrous, illustrated by Haruko Ichikawa, and this is from chapter 3. Yeah, Land of the Lustrous. So when I was looking for images to include in this presentation, Land of the Lustrous does lines so good. Like the line language that I'm going to be covering right now, it's just so good. I'm going to show you guys in another slide, but When you see vertical lines, the vibe or the message that they usually communicate is one of height and authority and sometimes even strength. So you can see that here in this composition. This is like the title page for chapter 3. So you have some vertical lines here, right? They're right behind Fos. They're kind of framing them as well. So this is also, I believe, the hallway that leads straight back to Kongo. If you guys don't know the story of Hoseki no Kuni, it's fine. All you need to know is that like there's this person over here, and there's like the dwelling or the kind of the office or the home of their boss. So it kind of makes sense, right? That like it would be lined by these vertical lines, right? Is that dog sound coming from my neighbors or the song? I actually can't tell. I'm gonna move to the next song. Oh no, that's coming from my neighbors. That's coming from my neighbors. It's deceptively simple. Yeah, HNK is so good. I only watched the anime. I didn't know that the manga looked like this. Yeah, the manga, I'm gonna show you some pages. It is deceptively simple, kind of like what Zako said. Oyasumi Poon Poon. Yeah. So afterwards. Land of the Lustrous. The lines the lines are very clear. It's basically Steven Universe. You could say that. Yeah, you could say that. So yeah, that's the message that we get from vertical lines. I'm also gonna go. Oh, give me a second. Sorry, we were just closing the window because, like I said, like I wasn't sure if the dog sound was like the music or outside. Isn't there a Manben episode that features the mangaka of Oyasumi Poon Poon? Oh, Inio Asan. I do too. Poon Poon is one of my favorite mangas. I've heard a lot of good things about HNK, but I've never gotten into it. Maybe yes. Like, yes, you should. I 100% recommend Hoseki no Kuni. It's so good. But yeah, so we have the vertical lines, and then we have the horizontal lines as well. So when you see horizontal lines in art, usually this shows stability, calmness, and distance. Oh, we have an ad, but let me just snooze that for now. But yeah, so and I'm gonna go into like why this is, why like vertical lines communicate this, and why horizontal lines represent like stability. But the way that I kind of imagine it is like if you look at a body of water and it's completely still, most likely you're gonna see a horizontal line. If it's like an ocean where there's like waves and stuff, it's gonna be like that one painting by Hokusai, the wave off Kanagawa, where like there's all kinds of like bubbly, jagged edges, right? So if you see a horizontal line, that means that the water is still, kind of like this, right? So not a lot of activities happening. In fact, this is a good way to look at it because you see like the straight lines of the stone that they're kneeling on. Compared with the water. The water is kind of still, but you also see the waviness that shows that there's like ripples, right? So this is a good way to kind of like compare and contrast. Breaking K-Fab, it's why I have my IRL preferred name. Ah, okay. They were so good. What a vision. Yeah, prepare to cry. Yes, 100% prepare to cry. 100. Oh my gosh. So that's vertical and horizontal lines, and these are the samples for that. Ripple, is that a JoJo reference? Spanish speakers whenever they eat ham. Hamon. Speaking of JoJo references. So there's another one, diagonal lines. So whenever you see diagonal lines, this is the opposite of horizontal. It's not stability. It's not calmness. It's action. It's tension. And it's a lot of times it's trying to draw your attention. This whole page has a lot of diagonal lines, and it's all trying to get you to like focus on one specific part. So this is from Steel Ball Run, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, right? 6, because JoJo Leon is 7. Part 7, and then it's JoJo Leon, and then it's JoJo Lands. Come on, yeah, exactly. Actually, the opposite of horizontal would be another one. Meanings wise, you know what I mean, right? Meanings wise, like there is no stability here. This is more so like, whoa, action! Look at the center of where all of these lines converge. Look at that. So that's what's kind of happening here. It was kind of hard to pick something from JoJo because, you know, it's been going for so long and Araki's style has changed throughout those however many years it's been running, right? Like since the 80s, right? So yeah, famous Gundam pilot brings stability. Wasn't their name Bring Stabity? Like, was it meant to be stability? Because I remember like those characters in particular had like the wackiest names. Those lines look solid for all these details. Yeah, right, right. And there's a difference too. There's a difference between these lines over here and then the ones that make up the planks, but they both fulfill the same role of like directing your eye towards like the center of the page or the center of this panel, really. These lines looking. Oh yeah, it's stability. Oh, it is stability. Okay, stability. What was it? I was trying to think of which innovator had the funniest name. I want to say it was like Revival. Okay, so that we went through vertical and horizontal. Ooh, my favorite. So zigzag and jagged lines versus curvy lines. And the way that I wanted to show this off is Pokemon versus Digimon. Uh-oh. The battle of a century. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love both. I love both so much. Digimon just a teensy bit more, but but so I wanted to use Digimon as an example of like using zigzag or jagged lines. It's very similar to diagonal lines, really. So it's supposed to give you a lot of like activity, excitement, like look at this. It seems kind of like edgy too, right? Like you see Greymon's claws, his horn, his two horns over here. They're sharp. They're jagged. They're ready to stab into you. Oh yeah, and his teeth too. His teeth. And even like the stripes on his like body, they're supposed to give off this feeling of like being really jagged. Like prepare to battle your Digimon against each other. Whoa. Can't believe Digimon is anxiety induced. No. Hey Digimon. Monster friends to the poison girls. Snooze one more ad. Not the information. Digibro. Oh my gosh, what a name. I haven't heard that in a minute. But going back to this, so we have zigzag and jagged lines. And then in contrast, we have curvy lines. And Pokemon, especially like, actually if you look at a lot of Pokemon designs, they use very curvy lines. And this is supposed to be more comfort, more ease, and a little bit more organic. What I mean by that is that these are lines that you more so see in nature. You see all these types of lines in nature, and I'm actually going to get to that in the next slide. But when you see this in nature, it usually is more associated with like things that can give us like nutrients or comfort. So I like showing like comparing and contrasting these two because it's not necessarily that like, yeah, Digimon is anxiety induced, but it's a little bit more like whoa, look, they're gonna battle. And yes, you also battle here as well, but this is a little bit more friend shaped. Like things are a little bit more friend shaped. Crypto Bear is bringing politics. Jeez. I also wanted to show off the colors style. The color style also plays a part on solidifying the style. Yeah. Let me get a link for you. No. Back here. Oh, okay, now the title is showing. I don't know why. I wanted to show you a sample of art. Let me put away. Where is it? Oh, spoilers. We're going to talk about that later. But this is what it looks like when you switch them. If you switch the Pokemon and Digimon styles, this is what you get. Don't worry about Digibro. Don't worry about who that is. You're better off not knowing. Yeah, exactly. Title jump scare. The spoilers. Yeah. We're going to get into it. But yeah, look, it's Greymon, but he's Greydon. It's this artist RJ Palmer. They're pretty well known for doing Pokemon, but in like realistic style. Like he thinks really hard about like the biology of Pokemon. I think this is a good idea. Yeah, this is Garchomp, but he's a little bit more like shark shaped. Pretty intense, huh? So yeah, you know this artist. So yeah, I think they were even hired on like what is it doing some concepts for Detective Pikachu, I want to say. So yeah. So this is that guy. He did a pretty cool study of like what happens when you swap the art style. So this is Greymon, but in a Pokemon style, and then this is Charizard, but in a Digimon style. I think we briefly went over something like this. I think beeplebees you recommended. Was it Zemekiel? That's another link that I have actually. Another artist did the same thing. But I think it's more... I don't know if they did the reverse of Pokemon and Digimon style, but look. We have Digimon and Pokemon style, and they're so cute. They're so soft. And that's because look at the lines. For the most part, the lines are all very round, right? And yeah, there's some jaggedness here. But that's mostly for things that are supposed to be a little bit more intimidating. Like the horn over here on what's supposed to be Betamon, but now the name is Freita. And then here is Devimon, so like of course the wings are gonna be jagged and the claws and stuff, but for the most part they're also round and friend shaped. Like look at Numemon over here. Looks like a Mega Man boss. Yeah, right? So yeah, this is just adjusting lines, like making things from jagged to curvy or vice versa can really change the language. Like whether they're a little bit more friend shaped or whether they're a little bit more awesome, possum, you know, like action oriented. The art is so cute. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's go back to the presentation. But yeah, that's just one way to kind of compare the two styles. So like zigzag and jagged versus curvy. Where is next slide? And there's other kinds of... Oh wait, why isn't it... Where'd it go? Okay, there was a little delay, but that's okay. This is another manga I really like. The art is so cute. Not a vein in sight, right? You love this artist? I do too. So this is from... Oh wait, did I not write their full name? Or oh no, I think they just go by Nagabe. Nagabe, yeah. So poggers, yeah. Yeah, so this is from a manga called The Girl from the Other Side. And I like it a lot. Actually, let me see if I can get a... I want to show you guys like the manga itself because they use a lot of variety of lines. Oh, this is the last time I can snooze the ad. And then we'll have to actually sit through the ads for people that aren't subscribed. But this is just to show that there's different kinds of lines that there's too many for me to really go over. But you can also think of them in terms of weight. So there's thick and thin lines. And then there's length, long or short lines, and then consistency. So you can have dotted lines, dashed lines, and solid lines. And this manga, Girl from the Other Side, does such a good job of kind of highlighting all those different types. So let me show you. This is from Manga for Life. This is the site that I use to read manga. But as you can see, just within any panel, you can see like so. Oh my God! Look at the texture here. Look at all of like the short lines here that they use. It kind of looks like scribbling almost, but they do such a good job of it that this is another thing I wanted to get into is if you use line well enough, if you use value well enough, you can even draw lines where there aren't any. And what I mean by that is look at this twig over here. Look at this branch. The artist didn't actually like outline the branch itself, but they surrounded it with darkness so that it kind of like the negative space is the branch. Yeah, it's hatching. It's hatching, exactly. They did a BL book? Sick. It feels so smooth, yet the focus is visible. Yeah. So hatching. Yeah, so that's another thing I didn't quite have enough time to get into, but there's something called like hatching and cross-hatching, and these are different ways that you can shade things. So, for example, look at this basket. This is from the first chapter of this manga. And as you can see, the basket has like... horizontal and vertical lines, or kind of crisscross lines, right? This is how they add shading. And there's parts where like it's just horizontal lines because there's shading there, but there's less shading. Cross-hatching is a very cool technique to learn if you want it, like kind of like an easy way to learn how to shade things. It's basically like the more lines you add and the more kind of like this is horizontal, vertical, but if you add diagonal, then that means that there's more shading. I tried to make something like crosshatch for my BG. My brain felt something was wrong with it. Might have to get used to Arizona. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same with stippling, Zako. Yeah, yeah. So these are all different techniques that, like, ways that you can use line to add, like, dimension and just, like, a sense of, like, 3D space. So yeah, this is very similar to, like, Hoseki no Kuni in terms of their line work. Oh, and Aeon, hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. We're right in the middle of studying line, and we're focusing on a specific manga called Totsukuni no Shoujo, or Girl from the Other Side. Oh, I know the bombs. Welcome, welcome. And Matthew, hello, welcome. No worries, no worries. Not too late at all. So let me go ahead and give you a shout out. Owen Aeon. Oh, you have volume 1 of this? Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Oh, you know what? I misspelled it. I misspelled your name. I was like, wait a minute. Why did it link to mine? Owen Aeon. There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah, you're doing the iRacing. Nice, nice, nice. Cool, cool. But yeah, we were just looking at different types of lines. We went over how, like, you know, vertical lines can represent, like, height and stability. Horizontal lines can represent, like, distance. Zigzag lines can represent, you know, like, tension, action, or anxiety. And curvy lines are a bit more, like, friend-shaped. They're a bit more friendly. And now we're looking at this, some panels from this manga to see, like, how different artists can use line. Oh, this is such a good one. Look. Those poor Babinkamon massacred. Oh no. But yeah, Owen Aeon, if you want to go ahead and if you need to raid and run, that's fine. If you want to lurk, that's fine too. And if you want to stick around, that'd be perfect. But it's totally up to you. Thank you for trusting me with your viewers. And I hope you had a good stream. The Bibatters are fine, don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I love this because look, the forest behind this figure is all dark, right? And the figure himself is dark. But they use white lines to separate the two. The person doesn't have like white lines as part of their design per se, but this is just a decision that they made to separate the figure from the forest behind them. So yeah. And then you also see how like this artist also does like contrast really well. Because it's black and white, as with like all manga or most manga. like it's black and white, so they do a really good job of showing like, oh, this little girl is in all white, this figure is in all black. So it kind of lets your brain, you know, already come up with ideas of who these characters might be. I won't spoil anything about who these characters are. Oh no, the ad break starts soon, but maybe during the ad we'll just scroll through this and then we'll get back into the lesson. But yeah, the ad break's gonna start in about a minute. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and look at, like, for example, the face. You can see texture here. And look how they do it. They could have easily just made, like, an upside-down teardrop shape and call it a day, right? Just put horns, put ears, that's fine. But look, they used a whole bunch of dashed lines here to add this texture of, like, Fluffy. He's a fluffy guy. You can do that. Oh, my God, look at this. Like, each panel is like a masterpiece and a master class of how you can use different lines. And eventually, the lines, they coalesce, they kind of combine together to become shapes, which is going to be our next topic. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that is our next topic. But yeah, it's almost like they use like, I think they use like brush work or something. Oh, there's another example of like texture. So usually when you learn how to draw, they say like try to always use like consistent lines, try not to do like chicken scratch like this, but sometimes you can use chicken scratch, you can use these scratchy lines for texture. So if you look here, this looks like a wood texture, right? So like the reason why they do this because they use these short lines, these short like lines that also crisscross occasionally. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on scrolling. I don't know when the ad is gonna start. It's supposed to start soon, but sometimes Twitch is kind of finicky with that. I'll look at the basket. Okay, here's the ad break. So I'm going to take a water break. But once I'm done taking a sip, I'll scroll through and then we'll go back to the lesson once the ad break is done. All right, I think the ad is over. Gonna check what breakfast they have right now. Yeah. Speaking of breakfast, look at that. Look at that egg. I think I just wanted to get to the very last panel before we move on. Oh, she has a little flower crown. There we go. This is the same page that I used for this slide. So, and it just communicates so much, in my opinion. Like, even if you know nothing about this manga, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, if you look really carefully, you see, like, not even just small details, but things like how they're both portrayed, how he's predominantly, like, black while she's predominantly, like, white. What does that communicate? You also have, like, the floor over here, the bed. All these different ways that the artist uses line, which is really, really cool. So, yeah. So those are the different kinds of lines that you can use. And then if we go back to our presentation, let me see if this will cooperate with me. There's a little bit of a delay, I think, unless... There we go. Okay. So, you might be wondering, we just, for those that missed the beginning part, like I said, we were just going over, like how horizontal lines can communicate calmness, while vertical is like authority, and like jagged lines can be danger or action, right? So who decided all of this? Did all the artists one day just come together and they're like, okay, so we're gonna make sure that horizontal lines mean this and vertical lines mean that? No, actually. A lot of this is based just in what we see in nature. So like I said earlier, for horizontal lines, if you look at a body of water, like this lake over here. Wait, where's my cursor? Give me a second. This body of water over here, if it was a bit more like, you know, with jagged lines, then it would look like a wave is coming, right? A wave is approaching. But if you look at this very calm, I don't know, lake, river, like, it's very calm. It's like straight lines all around. If you are in like the savannah, right? If you are, think about yourself with I would say monkey brain, but it's not necessarily monkey brain. It's Australopithecus brain. Back when we were, you know, like evolving into bipedal creatures. You're in the African savannah, right? If you see a wide expanse, if you see the big horizon, that's how you know that you have a long distance to travel, right? That's how you know. So that's part of the reason why, like, when you see horizontal lines, your brain kind of like figures like, oh, it's distance or it's stable, right? Monkey brain. Whereas if you see jagged lines, like I chose this picture because it has all these like jagged edges, right? Or if you look out into the ocean and there's a whole bunch of like bubbling and a whole bunch of like waves and stuff, that might signal to your brain, you know, danger. If you see something with jagged lines in nature, like a piece of obsidian, maybe not in Minecraft, but in real life, they fracture really easily, and you could easily cut your finger on them. Rocks in general, even if they are, you know, even if they're not sharp, if you throw one at another person, it's probably gonna hurt. So those are things that have jagged lines in nature, right? So like rocks, mountains, sometimes like waves can be depicted as like kind of like jagged. Trying to think of what else is like jagged. Like most likely if you see something jagged in nature, it's gonna hurt. Like things with zigzags, right? Trying to think of exceptions, like I guess rambutan. Like, try to think, like, what are some other exceptions? Sea urchins? I feel like they have spines, but stairs, no. They hurt. Exactly. And then similar with, like, vertical lines. So who decided that, like, vertical lines mean tallness? Well, what is very vertical in nature? Trees, right? And then later on, once we started surpassing being unga bunga, I don't know, sometimes we are still unga bunga, right? But buildings, right? So buildings are very tall and they have a lot of vertical features, right? So, or vertical lines rather. So it's not necessarily that anyone decided this. It's more so like we associate these lines with things we see in nature. Same thing with like something being friend-shaped, right? Like if you think about, once again, return to Australopithecus, return to being a hominin that is learning how to walk for the first time. And you see a nice, juicy orange or peach fallen off a tree and it's nice and round and it's friend shaped and it gives us nutrients and it's so sweet. So if you think about things that are like, you know, friend shaped in nature, you have fruits which can give us nutrition. However, sometimes that doesn't work all the way because cats are also friend shaped and bears are also friend shaped and you shouldn't always go near them when they're mad. But yeah, that's another thing is that like there's always exceptions to these rules. Sometimes you will see a horizontal line. Juicy. Hi beans. But yeah. So what was I getting at? Oh yeah, there's exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule. With art, there's just always exceptions. So sometimes you'll see like vertical lines and they don't mean height. They could mean like terror. You know what? I think a good example is actually the JoJo one. Technically, depending on the orientation, if you like shift this a little, these would also be vertical lines and some of them are horizontal lines, but they're not showing stability or authority. They're showing action. So, you know, it's all about context. Nobody go near Bibinka. When she's mad, you'll get eaten. This is propaganda. I'm very friend-shaped and I'm very friendly, right? Even when I'm hungry. No, no anger. Okay. So the next part is no, please approach bears. We're hungry. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at how different artists and cultures use lines. I'm going to be talking about the Nazca lines right now. This is a piece of indigenous art, and I do want to direct your attention here to the very bottom. I know we like to joke around here, but please, 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 please do not make any jokes that like these arts are made by aliens, you know, or that like, oh, these indigenous people surely couldn't have made this work themselves. I know there's a lot of jokes, and I know that, you know, like even if they don't mean for it to be problematic or racist, like I just don't like them. I don't like those jokes. So, you know, just don't do it. Don't even make implications of it. So, capiche? Capiche. Presentation off, browser on. Yeah. So that one looks like Ho-Oh. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show like in more detail because I'll admit that the pictures aren't great because they're better when you zoom in. Let me go back to what Mo said. I was wondering how those glyphs hold up for a long time. I also wonder that. So, this is Ho-Oh. No, so apparently, according to the caption, these are condors. Condors are a type of bird. And the reason why I wanted to kind of like zoom in on them is just so that you can kind of see the detail because it doesn't look, I don't know, you can kind of see it when it's zoomed out. You can kind of. Teacher does the classroom of Detroit. Is it like big? Yeah, they're huge. So like, I don't know if you can see them from space, but nice. Thank you, Matthew, for gifting sushi. Nice. But yeah, these are huge. These are like kilometers. And people would wonder. I know, like I said, I don't like the whole joke about like these being made by aliens. But one reason why people kind of like say that sometimes is because people wonder like, who is this for? Tribute so Bibinka doesn't devour me after stream. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Who is this for, right? How did people, for one, do this, and then for what reason, right? For one thing, you don't have to be from space to be able to see these geoglyphs. People from the mountains can actually see these perfectly fine. And the thing is, like, parts of Peru are very mountainous. Like, you get places like Machu Picchu. Like, they literally live in the mountains to the point where they can like breathe. they breathe different. Like, how do you like? How do I say it? They breathe different. Like, they're so acclimated. They're so accustomed to the mountains. That like stuff like the air pressure doesn't affect them. Oh yeah, what's the purpose for its existence? It's like any art that is made by like ancient people. Sometimes it could be religious. Because they have a whole bunch of different ones. So if you look here, we have the spider, we have the spooter, giant spooter. That's they breath smaxing. That's so hard to say. They breath smaxing. Let me actually see how big they are. Because these are humongous. The largest ones are about 370 meters long. Oh, and this answers your question, Mowo. So they're actually like in a plateau. And because of the dry and windlessness of it. Yeah, the Nazca lines. Exactly, exactly. Yippee! I love spiders. Yeah. This is a satellite picture. You can't quite see them. I think these are the roads though, which is incredible. They draw better than me. How dare they? And the cool thing is, like, I just showed examples of the ones that are very like straight lines. They kind of remind me Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is based off. Oh, cool. Cool. What was I gonna say? So these are the ones with the straight lines, but there's also ones with like curvy lines. Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey. So look at the tail. But I kind of just like how geometric the hummingbird and the condor are. Oh, there's a whale. What the? I've never seen this one. Cause yeah, another thing is like the folks in Peru, the Nazca folks, they did live up in the mountains. So one might be like asking like, well then how did they see a whale, right? It's because they traded with people on the coast. You see evidence of it because they would have stuff like seashells, for example. And of course, you don't get seashells like like in the mountains, unless it's like ancient, I guess. But hands. Oh my gosh. You know what this reminds me of? I was trying to think of it. Have any of you guys played Yume Nikki? Yume Nikki Dream Diary? No, wait. Is it Yume Nikki or am I thinking of? No. I was thinking of like Mirai Nikki. Yume Nikki is the game. Mirai Nikki is the one yandere anime. But yeah, Yume Nikki, if you guys have ever played that one before, some of the motifs, some of the art that you see is actually based off the Nazca lines. In general, a lot of it is based off like indigenous art in general. Yume Nikki is the game. Yeah, exactly. Sniffer! No sniffer. A pelican. So there's another sea creature, right? So, yeah. The giant or the astronaut. Oh no, this is just inviting the joke that I don't like, but sorry, I was making dinner. I love the Nazca lines. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, in this case, a whole culture is like exploring ways to use lines, right? So let's bring back the presentation. I watched a video essay on it, so it's basically the same thing. Nice. There is some world that wholly inspires with Nazca lines like these. Yeah. So I like talking about these because, like, for one, it kind of shows like the ingenuity of like or the advancedness of like indigenous art, because as you can tell by my disclaimer and my like warning over here, I love indigenous art, and I kind of don't like when I'm sorry for kind of getting mad earlier, but like but I think one of my not pet peeves, because it's very reasonable to assume this, but there's a lot of ways that people can assume like, oh, they're from the past, so they didn't have everything that we did, so therefore they're less advanced, right? But they also didn't have like so many distractions, like not to get political, but like capitalism and whatnot. And they were able to just make really cool like monuments like these, right? And of course, it wasn't like, 100% a utopia where there was no enslavement and there's no inequality and anything like that. That was definitely a thing back then. Like, they definitely like went to war with each other and enslaved each other and did all those heinous things. But instead of like watching TV, they looked up at the stars and they like wondered what was up there, and then they were able to dedicate so much time to making art that is like literally something that you can see from mountains. Smart, dedicated, and determination. Yeah. And not to go the other way with like, oh, we have we have lessened as a civilization. Nah, every culture has its pros and cons, right? But yeah. Sorry again, everyone, but also like thank you for respecting my boundaries. I appreciate you guys. Okay. So this is another example of how like cultures use line. Sometimes a medium can lend itself to line work. So this is ink. This is ink. I was gonna use, have you guys heard of like sumi a, like it's spelled S-U-M-I and then E? Of course, Miss Teacher. Zako, hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out. Zako VT. Shrimp! Yeah, we're looking at shrimp. You telling me a shrimp? Did this ink wash? Nice, nice. Oh no, my skirt. But yeah, so now we're looking at ink wash stuff. This is from China. I was looking at something called, I'm actually going to type it in the chat if you guys have heard of it. Sumi a ink painting. So this is something that if you look it up, it looks very traditional Japanese. It's basically just like Japanese ink painting. But the actual practice of sumi-e doesn't actually seem as old as I thought it was. I thought it was like old. It actually seems very modern. So that's why I'm actually using a Chinese work, because this one, even this is not that old. Like, look at the year. It's 1947. Like, it's relatively modern. But yeah, the reason why I brought up like ink is because like, I don't know if you guys have ever used like watercolor or ink or anything like that. Not even just like ballpoint pen, but like ink. Like you can make it thick if you want. You can also make it very thin. And all of these little shrimpies, these little shrimpy guys, they're all made with just ink. Like they didn't use anything else other than ink and a brush. So you can make it really thick to make all these little, I don't know what they're called, but like the little parts of the shrimp. And you can make it really thin for like the little whiskers and like the, are these arms? I actually don't know. BINKA, I hope you don't shrimp yourself. I will actually unshrimp right now. I lost a skirt armor today. Extremely short stream due to... Oh no! Sorry that happened, Zako. But yeah, so this is an example of like how medium can kind of like contribute to like the ways lines are drawn. And then I have another one for you guys. One that is kind of intense, but I'm also going to show you a bigger picture. So, this is a woodcut. It's by a guy, by a dude. Name's Albrecht Dürer. I don't know if I'm even saying that right, but Dürer. And he did what's called woodcuts. And if you think of wood, they naturally have lines in them, right? They have lines running through them. I don't quite know enough about plant biology to know what those lines are, but you can imagine wood, right? Anything made from wood, it has like those lines on it. And this is a print called the Four Horsemen. So what a woodcut is, don't worry, I will zoom into this, by the way. I do want you guys to see all the fantastic detail of this one. It's kind of intense. It's kind of like stamps. Like, in a very like gross oversimplification of it, if you think of a stamp, you just put ink on it, and then you just put it on paper, and then the ink will transfer to the paper, but in the design of the stamp, right? Woodcuts are kind of like that, but of course they're made out of wood. And then there's also stuff like lino cut, and there's different kinds, but they're basically like stamps. It's kind of like screen printing too. If you're not familiar with screen painting, screen printing, like how you get stuff on t-shirts. It's basically that, but with different types of stamps, so that you can put different colors on it. My partner's done woodcuts and lino cuts, and we had hand-printed greeting cards out of them. Oh, nice. Nice. I have a little video to show you guys what I mean. Yeah, you know what? Let's look at the video first. It's just a YouTube short. It's just a YouTube short. Even making intricate stamps is already intense enough. It's true. It's true. Oh, no. Wait. I'm sharing the wrong thing. Okay. Presentation browser. Okay. I also chose this YouTube short because they use the music from, what is it? Senpai Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girls. But she's carving into something called lino cut, or lino something. I've never done it before. I'm a fake fan. But look, see? She's putting ink, and then she's putting it on a t-shirt, and it transfers the ink to the t-shirt. Yeah, I'll let it play for a couple of times just so you guys can see what the process looks like. They do like, you know, zoom in all the way, so it might be kind of hard to tell what she's doing, but yeah, I'll just let it play. So imagine doing this but with wood. The way that she's cutting into it, it seems pretty easy because it's a little bit more of like a plasticky material. But now I want you to imagine doing it with wood, and that's essentially what woodcuts are. I remember when I was still a baby art historian a couple years back and still studying this, I didn't know what woodcuts were. So I thought it was just stuff that was carved into wood, and I was like, well, why does it look like ink then? It's a paint to do with leather too. That's awesome. I know that you said you've done leather work before, Matthew, right? I have an urge to try one myself. Yeah, I kind of want to. I'm just scared because I know that these things that are cutting into the lino cut, they're sharp. If you accidentally and usually these people use their fingers to guide the blade as well, but one wrong move and you could like slice your fingy open. I don't want to think about it, but you, as long as you're careful, you should be fine. You just have to be really careful. But I've just heard horror stories of people being like, oh yeah, I like I wasn't being careful and I like sliced my finger open. Yeah, you have to have really sharp knives for making, yeah, precise cuts. Exactly. And there's different tools too. There's some that can make really, like we were talking about, really thick lines and really thin lines. Not the fingies. It's true. Okay, here we go. This is the artwork that was on the slide. If anything, a blunt knife is more dangerous because it can slip and cut you. No! Okay, that's actually good to know, right? Isn't that good to know? So, let's zoom in. Yeah! So look at that. Some Albrecht Dürer, our guy Dürer, he carved all of this into wood. All the spots that are white are where the wood is carved. Everything that's black is where it's uncarved, and therefore you're able to put like ink on it. Same with that YouTube short that I showed you. But look at this. Look at the different kinds of lines. Every art class I've ever taken, we did carving, came with its own unique horror stories. Exactly. Yeah, what are those details? That's what I'm that's what I'm asking. It's like, look at all these details. These horizontal lines, they lend themselves very well to the wood lends itself very well to this, right? Most likely he's following the grain of the wood. I think that's what it's called. The grain. But then there's parts that go against it, right? Ooh, that's scary. So, if there's any Christians in the chat, this is a depiction of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So you were gonna be seeing these dudes, I guess. Which head is drawn like this? Really? That's awesome. And to say this is wood carved as stamps are really insane. Yeah, exactly. That's why, like I said, saying that it's stamps is kind of like an oversimplification, but that's essentially what it is. Can I send a link? Yes. It won't go through in the chat unless you like edit it. Or you could send it in, I think you're in the Discord, right? So you can also send it via Discord. Either way is fine. Or you can, if it's like, you know, manga something dot something, like, you could also edit it so that the dot isn't an actual dot. Is it which had a tele? Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, right? You guys have me interested in like actually checking it out. Yeah, you can share links because you're a mod. Yeah. But yeah, so these are examples too. Like, look at the detail on the horses. In fact, if you think about this, this is all made up of line. But it's interesting that because it's a woodcut, like I said, all of the white parts are where it's carved. So it's almost like a, what's it called? Like a subtractive. It's kind of like art historian lingo, but it's a subtractive process. Yeah, thanks for helping each other out. I appreciate it. I like the angel wings too. A negative. Yeah, exactly. Like you're carving out the design rather than just like drawing it in. Blah, blah, blah. The end you nice. Ooh, cool. Let's check this out. Yo, oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh, they're using ink. But I get what you mean. Like, even if it's not in the form of a woodcut, it's the same style. That's so cool. Dang, they're using, like, the old, like... I don't know what those are called. Like, they're not quill pens, right? They're, like, Inkwell pens. No pencils, just straight to ink. I know. That to me is like insane. Fountain, thank you. Nib pens, thank you. You're right. The style is very much like a woodcut. This is awesome. My brain cannot comprehend like how they're just able to do that. Like kind of like what Owen said, with no sketch or anything, they just know where to do it. It's so cool. I want to watch it one more time. Sensei is so based. Agreed. Now it looks like there's a sketch. It's just hard to see. Ah. Yeah, it could be lighter. They could also just be tracing over. If you notice, the hand is like gray. Oh, you're right. The hand is gray. So maybe the grayscale is hiding it a little, but still, no shame if that is the case, because I think that is how mangakas work, right? Like they do the sketch and they trace over it. Video has been color corrected. Yeah, you're right. But nice. Thank you for sharing that link, Sushi. You pencil then ink it. Yeah. Okay, so back to the presentation. They do have to send it for approval before proceeding to ink. Oh, that I didn't know. Wasn't there a manga that goes into how manga is made? It's the one made by the guy that did Death Note, right? I think the same team that did Death Note did what was it called? They're called like Baku something. But yeah, it was like a manga about how mangas are made, if I recall correctly. But if another manga goes into that, let me know. Okay. Oh wait, wrong thing. We're actually near the end, I think. Oh no, we still have like 7 slides. It's okay. Okay, I just wanted to show off more artists. When I was thinking about artists that use line, there's one that I had in mind. I'm just waiting for... There's like a massive delay between when I... You know what? It's Canva's fault. This is like Canva also. Okay, enough of me ranting. This is another artist that I had in mind when I was thinking about line work, and it's oh no, I'm not gonna pronounce this properly. Feel free to correct me. Egon Schiele. So this is an artist that was he's a student of Klimt. And if you don't know who Klimt is, he's the one that does the art with like the gold stuff. I'm gonna show you. This is Klimt's artwork. I love his artwork a lot. Yeah, the one with the kiss. Exactly. So this is Gustav Klimt's art. Is it bad that I mostly know the art from the ending of Elfen Lied? I remember I saw this as like a young edgy teen. Except I think they made it like based off like Elfen Lied, right? And then it's based off this actual art by Gustav Klimt called The Kiss. So yeah, his student is Egon Schiele. Actually, it was the opening. Okay. By the way, I've been thinking, should I do an emote that's like me doing the nerd face with the, well, actually? I was thinking of the pattern of clothes in Gankutsuo. Is that a count of... I keep confusing them. Are they the same thing? Gankutsuo and Count of Monte Cristo? Yeah? Okay. I would have used it on you. What? Oh, man. Count of Monte Cristo in space. Okay. I remember seeing that during my live journal days. But yeah, so that's Klimt. This is his student, Egon Schiele. I'm going to be honest, for me, the art is a little too... just for me personally. It's kind of... How do I say it? It's almost grotesque. But you know what? That's his style. That's something that he, I think, fully intended. Because he kind of like did limbs in a... Okay, nudity alert. If you're not comfortable with it, come back in about a minute. Probably the best show Gonzo ever made. That's right, Gonzo. I would have used the emote on you. No. Okay, so nudity. this is fully intentional. Look at how he's drawing the limbs, right? They're supposed to be kind of elongated, a little bit grotesque. And for me, it's not my cup of tea, but I understand. I understand like kind of the logic behind it. But I brought him up because his line work is really cool. It makes it look like, sorry, let me go to the presentation again. Like, look at this pencil drawing over here. I don't know. Let me see if I can like zoom into it. My notes are messed up. It's okay. Excuse me. But you can kind of see, right? Like with the pencil drawings. You know what? Let me. Now, you know what? I want to move on to someone else. I want to move on to someone else because the reason why I included Egon Schiele here is, for one, his line work is really cool to look at. It's kind of wiry. It's kind of like elongated. There's also a little bit of sketchiness. But it's also because there's another artist who, like, their sketches remind me of Egon Schiele. Let me see if I can get it. Binka, have you ever seen Triplets of Belleville? Funny you say that, because yes, but no. I think one of the, I don't know if he's currently listening in, but Beans, one of the first times we met, and I went over to your place, didn't you show me that movie? But we never finished it. It was with a mutual friend of ours. He suddenly appears. Yeah, like, one of the first times we met, actually, before we were even dating, like we were just friends, and like we met at at a bus stop. We were introduced by like a mutual friend. A mutual friend introduced us, and I think like we the first time, I think one of the first times I went over to your house, we watched like one of the Batman movies and Triplets of Belleville, but never finished it, and I don't remember why. I feel like it's one of those like, okay, let's go out and do hoodlum things. It reminds me of Asumiko Nakamura's art style. Ooh, that's another one to check out. Let me see. Asumiko Nakamura. Oh, they did Wait, what do I know by them? I feel like, have I not seen anything? I've seen their art style. I've seen her art style. Vinka lore, yeah, I'm lurking while playing Fallout. We never finished it. Yeah, I'd be down to finish it. I've been trying to get a fucking DVD copy of it for ages, but it's non-existent. One of the most incredible movies. I have my dad's. Oh, nice. It's been a while. Yeah, we were classmates. I want one like 5 years plus. Dokusei. I don't know how. Dokusei. Oh, you were saying classmates as a reference to the manga. Sorry about that. I mean, I've just been looking in thrift stores. I know I can buy it online. Okay. But yeah, I feel like Triplets of Belleville also had like a pretty cool style. I think it was pretty line heavy, I want to say. I just don't remember that much. But the reason why I brought up Egon Schiele is because, oh my god, what is with the lag on Canva? Give it or maybe it needs another click. There we go. Oh no, and the title is gone. Canva! Why? There we go. Hirohiko Araki, the author of JoJo. As you can see, I picked all of the art that I posted here is sketches. It's not like his super polished work in the JoJo manga. I intentionally chose all of his sketches. Like whenever you finish a chapter in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it usually has one of these sketches here, and I just like them a lot. I just love that, like, for him, something that is just like a simple sketch is something that still like has a lot of character in it. The reason I was mentioning is because the backgrounds are all hand drawn. Oh yeah, because it's a pretty old movie too. Well, now it's considered old, right? But yeah, so I chose all these sketches because like they're very, I guess, loose in a good way. Canva must be eliminated for freaking real. This might be the last time I use Canva for these presentations, but Canva is like super convenient with like all of the like elements and assets, but I don't know, it's not worth it. Both this and the whole thing with like political stuff. It's from the 90s. Yeah. Oh no, it's as old as I am. No. But yeah, I wanted to put these sketches here because they're very loose. Like if you look at this picture of Jotaro, this is from I want to say part 6. It's the one where Jolene, I think it's the chapter where he's like meeting with Jolene. It's very loose, so like this almost seems kind of lazy, right? But it still kind of reads as like, oh, these are his legs. And it's like this thing of like he doesn't really need it to be polished because it is just a sketch. Like you can see that there's like the belt here. You can see that there's like the face isn't even super detailed, but it's there. You could read that it's Jotaro. You like them? Yeah. This shot of the horse, the pose drawing, yeah. So these are all examples of like good gesture drawings, which I didn't really have time to like prepare either. But for any of you getting into art or like looking to kind of like improve your art, gesture drawings are where it's at, especially for figures. Gesture just means that like there is a clear kind of like line through I don't quite know how to say it, like you get kind of like the thing with gesture drawing is that it's not about accuracy. It's not about, it's like this, like you don't need it to be 100% accurate or polished as long as the feeling or the vibe of the pose is there. You can tell that like Jotaro is like kind of standing with his like legs spread out, right? The rest of these are a little bit more polished, but they also have like this very sketchy quality that I like. Did you add a Bebatter jumping idle animation? No, I don't think I did. I think they just I think they just do that. I'm not sure why. Because the idle is just supposed to be like a bouncing up and down. I don't know if there was maybe Stream Avatars had an update recently. But yeah. They excited, yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's Araki. And then like I mentioned before, so Haruko Ichikawa, this is the author of Hoseki no Kuni. If you, oh my gosh, when I was trying to find art for this presentation, hold on, let me just erase a couple of tabs. Just so it's not too crowded in here. Because what I want to show you guys is just the first chapter of Hoseki no Kuni. The author uses lines so well. They're hyped to learn about lines. Exactly. All the time for Eep. Yeah, have a good rest, Zako. Have a good rest. Thank you for joining. Thank you again for the raid. So all those things that I told you guys before about lines, like horizontal, vertical, diagonal, you could see it just here in this first chapter. Actually, even one of the first, oh my gosh. The first time we see the main character, Fos. This is so poignant after the finale. This is so like, oh, Fos. Actually, since I have my Steam Deck, why isn't it working? There you go. Me when I think about Fos. Wah. Anyway, read this. Read the manga. It's so good. But also, let's look closely. Hello, Starry Dynasty. Welcome. We're doing a little bit of we're learning how to appreciate art with different topics, and today's topic is line, and we're using manga to study. Fos, my beloved. Yeah, exactly. Please check out Hoseki no Kuni. Yeah, lines, exactly. This is one of the first pages. As you can see, the artist Haruko Ishikawa, they just did like these really cool like blades of grass, just with like these diagonal lines, right? But I love thick lines. Yeah. Haruko Ishikawa usually uses a lot of thin lines. Oh, and they're kind of feathery too. Look, there's a little bit of empty space there. And everything that I was saying before about, look, there's some more like kind of heavy lines here too. So they have the diagonal lines. There's the horizontal lines kind of showing that like, you know, stability. The vertical lines showing authority. And like I said, like, it's not necessarily that Haruko Ishikawa was like, oh yeah, I'm going to use these lines here. It might have just been an unconscious thing. Because like I said, when we see these lines, it goes back to lines that we see in nature. Here's diagonals that signal like, oh no, there's danger afoot, right? There's even diagonals with like the landscape. And then over here, look at, ooh, you remember how he said that there's always an exception to the rule? These guys are the villains, right? And yet look at the lines that are being used. It's not jagged lines at all. They're so curvy. They're so curvy, and yet they're not as okay. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but you know, in this context, they're the villains, right? They're the villains. It could be oh my gosh, look. Diagonal lines in these action shots. And you see they're starting to crisscross with each other because what's happening in the story is that like the arrows are getting broken by these weapons, right? But if you look at like composition wise, it's making like even more jagged edges, even more like sharp angles. Right here too, diagonal lines. So the first chapter of Hoseki no Kuni is such a good study of like how you can use different kinds of lines and kind of what meanings get. Ooh, I like this a lot. Oh, there's another one, right? Of like, oh yeah, vertical lines mean like authority, stability, all that. This is kind of dangerous. This is kind of scary. And notice how like all these vertical lines, they start to become diagonals because all these hands are like grabbing at it. Hi, Sime. Thanks for getting your sniffa sticker. By the way, Starry Dynasty, since you're new here, I have a 1-point redeem where you just get a nice little sticker. Nice little sticker. There you go. Matthew's getting theirs as well. But yeah. Once again, Hoseki no Kuni, check it out. This is just the first chapter, but the rest of it, all 108 chapters, is so good. It's so good. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Starry Dynasty. Nice to meet you. The anime is superb. It is. It is. It's so good. It's like the CG animation. I know there's lots of people that are like they hate CG animation because it looks kind of strange, right? But Hoseki no Kuni and Beastars, I feel like they're so good. They're so good with their CG. Really good compositing. The inside of the head reminds me of the inside of an orange. Yeah, you got you a sticker. You got a sticker. Nice, nice. If you go to the inside of their head, yeah. I think I heard that, like, is this like a lotus pod or something? Because I've seen people that, like, they have, like, the fear of holes. Is it like, I forgot what it was called. It's a phobia. And it's like, if you look at lotus pods, it's like, I think so, yeah. HNK, season 2 when? Exactly. It's a lotus? Ah. Which it does also go into, like, the Buddhist symbolism of this whole manga, right? Because all of these are kind of, like, Buddhist. Excuse me. It's, like, Buddhist Indo, like, It like, reminds me of, like, East and Southeast Asia, in a way. But yeah, so excellent use of lines in Hoseki no Kuni. Let me go back to the presentation. Okay. I don't think I'm emotionally prepared for season 2. Oh my god, after the way that season 1 ended, yeah. Like, HNK is all about Buddhist scripture and symbolism. Yeah, even with the 108 chapters, right? Because 108 is a special number in Buddhist belief. Pure Land Buddhism. Yep. Okay, here's another one. Here's another mangaka that uses lines really well. The famous Kentaro Miura. Rest in peace. This is the author of Berserk. There's so many. I have like a whole zip file of just like just these two-page spreads from Berserk. But like I intentionally did this, like, you have Guts and and Griffith together. Look at how differently they're drawn and how like Miura uses different lines. Actually, I think this is Miura, right? This isn't his assistants after he passed away. I want to say this is Miura. It's just that his style does change after a while, and once the assistants take over, it's kind of noticeable. Not in a bad way. The assistants are just as skilled, but like, oh my gosh, if you guys have ever seen like some of the spreads, some of the 2-page spreads that Miura has made, oh my gosh, like, they are magical. They like how much detail, how much time, love, like blood, sweat, and tears went into those panels is insane. But I just wanted to kind of highlight these two. Because there's a Griffith. Remember how I said every art rule has an exception. If you were to look at this without knowing anything about Berserk, I would ask you, like, who is the villain and who is the hero, right? And how can you tell? How can you tell? We have here this person in, like, shining armor. They have, like, this white spiritual aura. They have white hair that's drawn with very light, curvy strokes, very fluffy. They look very noble. And then we have this guy over here who's drawn with, like, really rough, kind of like ink or charcoal lines. Very rough all around. They have, like, an aggressive face on, and, like, look at that. So if you didn't know anything about Berserk, you see where I'm going with this? Like, I think they should guess. Yes, Sushi. In fact, I feel like much of the plot of Berserk, all of the tragedy, might have been avoided if they just kissed, if they just told each other how they feel. Anyway, that's just me being a being a Fujo on main. Oh no. Replicating art style is hard as long as it's kept faithful. I think it's okay. Yeah, exactly. No, Kith. No, read Berserk though. Read Berserk. Just know that there are a lot of triggering things. You will definitely need a content warning for Berserk. Especially in the early parts. But I'd say it's so worth it. It's an epic. It's an epic that's it's like JoJo. Like it spans multiple decades. It's very iconic. But yeah. But this is a cool way that, like, Miura uses lines to kind of, like, also kind of, like, just give us an idea of who these characters might be. And they were roommates. Exactly. And they were roommates. This is another one that I wanted to go over in a previous art appreciation. But didn't have time. But it's also because I think their line work is very awesome. By the way, we're almost done. There's actually only 2 more slides after this. Yeah, Yoshitake Amano. May Shark, hello. Hello. Content warning for everything. To be honest, yes. Spoiler, they did not in fact get... No! Matthew. Don't dissuade my dream. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so this is another one. Yoshitaka Amano. He's really cool. Really cool stuff. Yeah. Amano the goat. Hello. Teacher, they're late. Oh, it's okay. You can be late. It's fine. They are mostly, well, from what I know, a lot of their work is known for or they're mostly known for, like, Final Fantasy. But if you go to their webpage, they of course have a lot of other art as well, from other series, from other, like, they even have their own just, like, personal art. But for me personally, I know them more so with Final Fantasy. And I am a little biased. Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite. So that's why I chose exclusively, like, Final Fantasy 9 art. But also, there's another thing. Like, look at their line work. Especially with Zidane over here. Zidane. His hair is very feathery. And then look at this one. This is kind of spoilers for, like, stuff that happens in 9. But this is, like, if you look at it, it's like an epic battle. It's an epic battle. Zidane cute, yeah. How do you guys pronounce his name? Is it Zidane or Zidane? Because I know that Tidus from 10 is Tidus. Actually, we can look at the hiragana, right? Or katakana. Zidane tribal. It's Zidane. I say it like the first. Zidane. I grew up saying Zidane, but if you go to the wiki, the katakana is Jitan. So I guess technically it's Zidane, but I grew up saying Zidane. I still say Ares. Yeah, that's another one. The one thing though is that, like, for 10, Tidus, the main character, it's not Titus, it's Tidus. And I think the only time they say it is in Kingdom Hearts, right? Because in Final Fantasy X, you can name yourself. So they never say Tidus on the off chance that you named yourself something else. Ares instead of Aerith. I feel like Aerith is more correct, but I also grew up saying Ares. But yeah. Tidus. But yeah, so looking at this artwork over here, look at the lines and just like the atmosphere, because look at how they draw the clouds versus how they draw this like weird waterfall, and how the waterfall turns into things like snakes and monsters. It's the thing with Yoshitaka Amino's art is that he is very much influenced by brush artwork from Japan. I got the FF9 Uniqlo shirt, but I haven't. FF9 is my favorite. You should definitely play it. It's definitely like such a good return to form of like the fantasy genre, especially back in the day, because prior to this was Final Fantasy VIII, which I also loved. but that one was more, I don't quite know how to say, like, it wasn't quite fantasy. Like it was like it was still good, but like the setting was like a school, but with like technology and stuff. Meanwhile, this is more so like, this felt like a fantasy world, I guess. Yeah, more modern, kind of steampunky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think this was also my first Final Fantasy, so I don't know, little teensy bit of bias there. But Amino is influenced by both like what's called Sumie brushwork, which I mentioned before, but also Art Deco. Or I think no, Art Nouveau. It kind of reminds me of Last Exile. That felt like the transition between FF15 and 14. Oh, 15 and 16. Wait, yeah, you're right. More fantasy. Is the one on Steam a good port? Unfortunately, I cannot answer that question because the first time I played it was on an actual PS1. The second time was on an emulator on my phone. I actually haven't played it since then on Steam. So, yeah, Mucha the goat. There's some of that Mucha influence. So yeah, that's Yoshitaka Amino. And then the last one that we'll look at before we, unless there's any other artists that y'all feel like we should take a look at. Wait, no! Canva. There you go. Afro, this was recommended by Momo. This is the artist for the Eurocamp manga. And I know you can't really see the details in this, but worry not. I will show the browser again. There we go. Now, we're going to do a little bit of observation together because this is the first time I'm really looking at it. But we can take everything that we learned so far and just go ahead and study some of the lines that are being used here. So this is by an artist named Afro. And they did the manga for an anime called Eurocamp. So is the... Sorry, Momo, do you know if the manga came out first and the anime is based off it, or the anime is like an anime original and this is an adaptation of that? Let me know, because I actually don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and study. Let's close in. I really like this panel too, because look at all the vertical lines here, especially in comparison to the character over here. Yeah, it looks cool, right? Because this artist then made a very active choice. Manga came out first. Ah, okay, so the anime is an adaptation of the manga. Nice. I've seen the reverse. Where it's like the anime is like original to like a studio, but then they make a manga adaptation. Or like in the case of like Umineko, where it started off as a visual novel, then an anime, and then a manga. And I'm trying to think of what else. Blood Plus, I think, started as an anime and then became a manga. And then lastly, Kumoko. So I'm a Spider, So What? That was an... No, that was a light novel first. And the manga and the anime are based off the light novel. Just kidding. But okay, so if we take a close look at this, you guys can also chime in the chat if you want. If not, it's totally fine. But I'm seeing a lot of vertical lines, and they made a very conscious choice to make her... they could have easily done a POV where it's focused on her and you see the trees like in the background, right? It could have easily been like a 1-page full spread, but instead they chose to do this like 2-page spread with these trees towering over her, right? And the thing is, even though it's mostly vertical, there's a little bit of curvature in there. If you look at the curves in here, you also get the curves of the branches. Oh, look, little squirrel. Look. What a cute little detail. A little squirrel. Another thing is the cross hatching. They did a lot of shading too with the cross hatching. It feels foreboding. Yeah. I could see that because, like I said, the trees are mostly vertical, but some of them there's a little bit of, look at some of these jagged edges. They're also darkened. The trees themselves are kind of like darker because of all the cross hatching. Squirrel jump scare. There's another one. There's another squirrel. He's just a little guy. You wouldn't hurt a little guy on his birthday. So yeah, it can feel kind of foreboding because, for one, it looks like that she's setting up camp by herself, right? So like, perhaps this is her first time doing so. I've never watched Eurocamp, so I don't know. I don't know like really the story. But yeah, you know what? Let me take a sippy. I'm gonna take a sippy. So sorry. Right when I was taking a sippy, Schnackery also wanted to leave, and then I got a chip. So I'm gonna eat the chip while you guys take a look at this artwork. Actually, why don't let's go ahead and put like a ad break in here. Oh no, I can't. It's too soon. It's too soon. Unless, because I do feel my throat starting to get kind of weak. I did do some vocal exercises before we started. Oh, there's already an ad break. Okay, cool. All right, everyone, take a little bit of a break. But if you want to stick around, go ahead and take a look at this artwork. I'm just gonna take a sippy break and get some chips. Okay, I think the ad break is done. Okay, let's catch up on chat. It feels like the trees are watching her, the way the trees kind of stand and bend towards her. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So like, yeah, actually, if you imagine, kind of like the leaves are like heads almost. They're like bending towards her. So while initially it might be kind of like foreboding because it's like, oh yeah, you're in the woods for the first time. You don't know what you're doing. There could easily be a bear or maybe even a squirrel. Wait, hold on. There could easily be a bear. Who knows? Well, yeah, so that could be foreboding, right? But since you said like the branches could also be kind of closing in on her, it could also be kind of like they're watching over her kind of thing, because the general vibe of this seems like pretty calm, right? I would recommend Eurocamp for max comfy hours and learning about camping stuff. Guys, we can we can embody our favorite orc VTuber. Office orc VTuber. Schneeker, yeah. Watch out. Rinjan, run! There's a bear behind you. Wait, can I do this? No, that's me. It's okay. She's fine. Orcman should get a camping gear outfit? Oh man. Wait, that's true. Orcman should teach us how to camp. Can you imagine? Someone like asks that, like, oh, office orc VTuber, can you teach us how to camp? And he just goes in like a shooting game, like CS:GO, and just camps, just stays like in the same place and shoots people. Because I feel like that's something he might do. Mr. Pancakes looks like he's gonna be her next meal. No! Sounds like content suggestion for Rancord. Yeah, teach us how to camp. Alright, let's return him here. Ooh, and I just got foodums from Beans. I'm gonna be eating that so good after we're done with our presentation. But yeah. Camp Assembly 101. Exactly. Oh, this looks so good. Okie dokie. So yeah, we have the vertical lines here. And then one last thing that we're going to look at before we... Babinka graduating from eating babinkas to eating people? Is no one safe? No! That's propaganda. It's not true. So let's look at one more panel from Eurocamp, and then we'll see where we need to go. We can either end it there, we could chill for a bit, either's fine. I kind of wanted to focus on this panel because we talked about horizontal lines, right? But take a look at the horizon here. Not even the horizon, but like this separator, like this like parking lot here. It easily could be horizontal, right? It easily could be a straight line, and yet it's not. Take a look at that. Oh, look at the mountain saying good job. Is that Mount Fuji? Pro bear ganda. It's not it. Anything that's pro bear is not propaganda. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so what I'm seeing with this is it is mostly horizontal, so it does kind of have that feeling of stability, but there's also a teensy bit of curve to it, right? I think that's not necessarily for any negative reason. For me personally, I feel like it's kind of like seeing the curvature of the earth. It's almost like the effect of a horizontal line, but taken to the maximum, where like it's so expansive that you're seeing how the earth curves. So now it's not just distance anymore. It's like wide distance. It's a lot of distance. And you even see that with like the mountain in the background, right? Even pine cones can talk. Everything can talk in this series. That's awesome. Pro bear ganda for bear's beauty. Exactly. See, you guys get it. You guys get it. Oh, it says Mount Fuji right here. What a sight. The view to Mount Fuji is great. But why is there a... Whoa. Sunrise and sunset Diamond Fuji. Aw, nice. This is really nice. So yeah, it seems like this is a very comfy series. Maybe I should check it out, because a lot of my anime taste is very like edgelord. It's very like, yeah, I want to see some action, I want to see blood and guts, and I want to see people the head getting chopped off, and like and I feel like I need a little bit more comfy anime in my life, a little bit more romance, a little bit more... Well, actually, I don't usually like romance animes, you know? Like I feel like they do the dance a little too much in romance animes, where it's like, will they or won't they? I like romance animes where it's like straight to the point, they're already dating. You know? Or something like Arakawa Under the Bridge, where it's like, it's also very charming and kind of strange. Ore Monogatari? Yes, 100%. That's one of my favorites. Like, Blood and Horror may suggest Trail of... I already read that one. I love Trail of Blood. Well, not love. Trail of Blood is the one with... Is that the one with the mom? It just finished recently, right? Or am I... Oh no, Blood on the Tracks? Yeah. I read that one. I was following that one week by week. That artist too is insane with his horror. Chino Adachi, yeah. Written by Shuzo Oshimi. I actually don't know if it's what their pronouns are. Oh, it says he. Because I also read Flowers of Evil. I read Happiness. I read Blood on the Tracks. That's like my flavor of manga. Yeah, it finished. It finished recently, like very recently. I want to say like only a couple weeks ago or something. Romance is fine in the anime, but I don't like when it's the whole focus. Yeah, I think that's why I like Arakawa and Ore Monogatari. Those are like the only two romances that I can say that I like really like. we got a little sidetracked here, but yeah. I think more comfy anime is a good thing, right? Right? Maybe that way I can relax more. Okay. So that is the artwork of Afro, the artist for Eurocamp. Thank you for recommending, Momo. Thank you. Once again, I have to get the window open. And that's pretty much it. Oh my god, why isn't it progressing? There we go. I can't handle that manga. Which one? Tell me which one. Blood on the Tracks, Chino Adachi. Okay. So that's it for the presentation. If you guys want, we could still look at other kinds of manga, but I do feel my voice getting kind of weak, and I kind of want to play Final Fantasy like a degenerate. So we might end it off soon. Maybe 5 more minutes. Here's some homework. It's not real homework. You don't have to do it. I just wanted to keep with like the school theme of everything, right? But if you guys want to use this in your daily life, you totally can. So the next time you read manga or you read comics or you like are playing video games or you're just appreciating the design of your favorite VTubers or anything, if you're looking at art, you're going to the museum or anything like that, think about the lines. So think about what kind of lines the artist is using. Are they using a lot of horizontal, vertical lines, lots of zigzags, lots of curvy stuff? Even in character designs, what kind of designs they using? And if you're a budding artist, think about what kind of lines you like. Do you like them thick or thin? Do you like it wavy with lots of texture? Think about that, and then you can experiment with how you use lines in your own art as well. So, yeah. Back to work soon too. Yeah, and thank you, Momo. Thank you. Yeah, Chino Wadachi. Yeah. It's intense. The bear art is so cute. Yeah, so the I commissioned back when I was first starting. Actually, this can be someone that we take a look at right now. Happy Raccoons. On Twitter. I think that's the last artist we'll look at. Just let's test out what we've learned. Let's test out what we learned, right? Browser, take away the presentation. So I commissioned this artist back when I was starting out. So they made a lot of the art that I use in some of my thumbnails and the one that you just saw, and they love raccoons. That art uses a lot of round lines, but it gives it a very friendly vibe. Yeah, like look at this. He's on fire, but look, he's so friend-shaped. Poor guy. Exactly. Like, look at this. Oh, and they drew a whole bunch of little guys. Look at that. The gun. Oh no. Oh no, they're just a whole bunch of little guys. No. Let's look at some of their art. The crow, yeah. Oh no. See, even though this is like kind of a horrifying thing. It's very cute because look at the lines they use. Oh wait, look. When he's like squeezed, look at the jagged lines. Look at the jagged lines. No, poor guy. A lot of go do a crime. Yeah, exactly. Squish. See? Even something like this, like something like a little gif. Look how like smoothed out the lines are. He's fine. He's vibing. But then, oh no. What do I keep winning the jump catch game? I think you just have really good timing. Next time we're gonna go into shapes, by the way. We can talk about shape language too. Oh no, why is he crying? Wheeze. There's the one where God, I love the art so much. That's why I commissioned them. Their art is so cute. I crave violence. I'm not even jumping. Oh, I don't even know then. I'm not 100% sure why. Here, this one where he was like, "Get me to 40 followers, or his little blood will be on your hands." See, he's just vibing. Oh, it looks like yeah, your avatar is stuck jumping. You're right. I'm not sure why. I think. Do you think maybe you did like a jump command in like earlier or in another stream, and it just kind of kept it that way? I actually don't know. Oh wait, it kept on escalating. Here we go. See, very, very cute. Very cute. Perpetual jumping. I love how goofy the art is. There you go. Let's see if... Oh, why aren't the commands... Oh, no. What if it... Maybe I'll reset it with the mosh pit. You think? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. But yeah. So there's... Oh my god, what happened? Oh no, he's dumb! Poor guy. Is there a way that... I forgot what the command is to make you all dance. There we go. Oh no, it's not affecting yours! What's happening? Oh no. It might just be a glitch. Wait. What if? What if I just need to... Even when I'm holding you, you're jumping. Oh no. Oh wait. Did I fix you? I think I fixed you. Beeple's avatar is the chosen one? Can you grab them and put them on the board? Let's see. Who should I get? I could get myself. There you go. There, I think I fixed you, beeplebees. Freedom! Here, I'll hang you guys to dry. No! There you go. It's okay, I'm just hanging you to dry. No worries. Get pinned. Resting at last. It's okay, you guys just need a little bit of... She pinned us. I know, it's kind of morbid. How do I unpin? There you go. Don't worry, you guys are fine. She's drawing Santa jerky. No! Holiday decoration? Maybe. Alright, it is now the 2-hour mark. I think I'm gonna go rest and play Final Fantasy. But thanks everyone for tuning in to my presentation. I hope you guys liked it. We have Bushman Stigmata. Oh no, you guys are chosen. You guys are getting you're already throwing things at me for the... Okay. Let's get the mosh pit started. I'm gonna check out all the artists that you guys recommend though. You know when we when you use the pin. Yeah, exactly. Oh, to celebrate a new character in Guilty Gear being released, let's do Guilty Gear. Let's do Smell of the Game. Just because I think the lyrics are so funny. I don't know if the new... Wait. Slayer... Guilty Gear Strive song? Is it out yet? No, he just got announced, so I don't think it would, but... For those interested, I know not everyone plays like fighting games here, but a new character got announced for Guilty Gear. It is a dandy vampire. And I don't know, he gave me Vesper vibes. Not really, but like... I don't know, I can't look at like a buff vampire dude without thinking of Vesper 2.0. He looks like this, by the way. I don't know if I'm gonna get copyright struck if I play the whole thing, so I'll play without sound. See, okay, so maybe not Vesper vibes, but like, you know what I mean? Like how often do you get like a vampire dude that's not just like a twink, you know? Not that that's bad either. Right? Doesn't he look cool? I also like that other character, the one with like the mint hair and the key. I already forgot her name, but I miss him. But yeah, for those interested, that's the thing. Anyway, let's mosh. Let's go to the smell of the game. And then we'll end it off there. I'll raid into whoever's streaming. Triangle beard. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna get the command going. Remember to turn off Spotify. Oh, you're right. Thank you. Ah! How dare you? As for triangle chin. He gives us... Oh! May Shark. You're onto something there. May, yes. Yes, 100%. 100%. Okay. Get to moshing. Mosh pit. Get to moshing. Oh man, it's May Shark versus Owen. Who's gonna... Oh, May Shark. May Shark. Good job. You won. Sick solo, bro. Woo! Good job, everybody. Good job as always. You get an S rank for that. But alrighty, I can't quite decide who to rate into. I was looking into it because we got Akashi, we got a couple of bears, we got Risa Rat. The thing is, I think I rated into Akashi before, and they like were just about to end. So I don't know if they're about to end this time. We also got a couple bears. Got a person named Ketchup the Bear. I don't know if I've ever rated into them. We also got Jiro. We rated into them before. We have Risa Rat. We also have L, Kiki Loading. They're playing Valorant. Let's see. Who to pick? Okay. So I just did Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Oh, introduce us to one of the bears? Okay, okay. Let's see. I think I recently went into Ketchup the Bear before, which I don't watch a lot of their content a lot, but they are really cool. We also have Jiro. One of the bears. There is also Reese. Akashi started while you had just started? Ah, okay. Bear time? Let's do Ketchup the Bear. Let's do Ketchup the Bear, just because, like I said, they're doing Stardew, so it should be comfy. They've been going for 2 hours, so yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and raid into Ketchup. Oh no, I just got an ad. Oh, it's just 30 seconds. That's fine. All right, let's go ahead and raid into them. Tell them I say hi. I don't really have a raid message. I didn't really set one up, but if you guys are subbed, you can do the BINKA Noom, this one. If not, I don't know. Whatever your heart tells you. But yeah, thank you everyone. Let's go ahead and raid. Have a good morning, afternoon, and evening, and thank you for stopping by as always. And I'll see you when I see you. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.